What's up, Headless Horde? Welcome back to the channel. So today, let's talk a little bit about the ones who live. We got this Sunday, we got the season finale, episode number 6. I'll tell you what, this show has been some of the best TV that I've seen probably since The Last of Us came out. And that was like, gosh, was that last year? Last January, I think. So we're going on 14 months since I've seen something this good. So a couple of days ago over on Twitter or X, what are we calling it these days? I don't even know, man. We'll call it Twitter. So over on Twitter, I actually put up a poll, and I put the question out there to the community. How are you liking the ones who live heading into what should be an epic finale? So the choices were loving it, good, not great, it's okay, or meh. Look at these results. We have 93% of the people who voted saying they're loving it. I couldn't agree more. Like, I think it's just a great show. And I know I have seen some stuff out there on the interwebs, and people are like, well, it's kind of more of the same. It's still drawn out. It's still kind of a slow burn. Like, I get all that, but that's what The Walking Dead has always really been. But to call this a slow burn, I don't understand, because, yeah, okay, so we had the Rick and Michonne stuff a couple times. You know, they're going back and forth, arguing about what should be done. And we did come full circle, because we're going back to where it all started. So the last couple episodes, I get it. I get it. But you have to have that development. We got the amazing episode last week with Anne. I mean, it actually made me care about that character. I can't say that in the original Walking Dead series past like season 6. I didn't care about any of those characters. I wanted them all to die, and the way they did it, they made her human, because she almost was like not even a human. She was more like a robot. This is what I'm doing. This is why I'm doing it. And this is the way it is. And they really humanized her. And I'm really, really excited to hopefully see Father Gabriel possibly in the finale. All right, guys. So before we talk about the finale, and I'll give you some of my predictions, let's talk about episode 4 very quickly and episode 5 very quickly. I want to give a huge shout out to Jessica Newberry 5404. So you made some comments in the live comment section after the live was over on Sunday, and she brought a couple really good facts. So one thing that we had talked about was the Father Gabriel opening scene in episode 5. When I first saw this, I thought it was basically him trying to get to Anne, showing this is what you do, this is how I get there. It's not just like, oh, poof, I'm there. But the more and more I watch it, it's definitely darker. It's definitely gringier, because whenever you see him talking to Anne, it's bright outside. It looks nice. It just looks brighter, right? So after talking to her, this is what Jessica had to say. Is she says that I believe that the first clip is Father Gabriel was current time. And I'll tell you what, that makes a lot of sense, because he's probably trying to figure out why Anne did not show up. So he's probably trying to head that way. Now, remember, Philadelphia is where we are with the CRM. Virginia is where they are housed over there at Alexandria. So we're only a state away. So it's not like some crazy notion that he could walk that far, right? So I think that's kind of what we're doing there in that opening scene. So Jessica, thank you for the comments. That was a great insight that I didn't really think about. The other thing I want to talk about is in episode 4, after Michonne takes Rick and takes him out of the helicopter. So again, talking to some people in the comment section and just some friends, it seems like the mission that they went on, where they had to blow up that herd and kind of get rid of them, I assumed it was right outside of Philadelphia. They were trying to do that because they did not want the walkers to all come in. I don't think that's right. I think they actually headed out west and they were trying to help the Oregon or the Portland location. Because remember, there's one in Portland, there's the one in Philly, and then there's the one in Omaha that we're not quite sure who blew it up, even though I think it was the CRM. If you go based upon what happened at the end of season 2 in the world beyond. So I think what happened was they did the mission, and then Rick said, "Okay, we're gonna head back because you just need to get back there." Originally, I was thinking that he wanted to take her to the Portland location. Doesn't really make sense to me. I don't think so. I think they just went out west to help them, and then they took the chopper back toward Virginia, or not, but I think they took the chopper back to Philly, and this is when they crashed in Wyoming. And because it doesn't make sense, why would he take her to Oregon? He wants to take her back to Virginia because he wants her to go back home. Why would you go drop her off in Portland and then she would have to go all the way across the country? You have a chopper, you take her back to Philly. Hopefully she'll leave and go back to Virginia. So that makes a lot more sense. And I guess I didn't realize at the time of the live that that's where they went. Because again, I thought they were maybe right outside of Philly. Because then when you see in episode 5, when they're going through that ranger station and they see all the little name tags of the license plate, it says Wyoming. So that would make more sense that they're heading back and then she pulled them out. So I think that's where we're at. So then at the end of episode 5, now that Anne is dead and they're going to go ahead and head back on the chopper. So I think that clicks a little bit better for me. So let me know if that is kind of where you're at with where we are in the episodes. All right, so prediction time for the finale. I don't think anyone is going to die. I just don't. I think we killed off the main character last episode, so now we can kind of get to this actual plot line with the CRM. I can't see Terry Quinn dying. Like, why are you bringing on such a great actor to basically kill him off? Because he hasn't done anything. We haven't seen anything from him, really. So I don't think that's what's going to happen. Now, can Thorne possibly die? Maybe. It depends. It depends how they want to use her character. Is she going to just be a one-season type character? Again, we haven't really seen a ton. I mean, her story arc is not really that large. She was kind of like Rick in the beginning, proved herself, became one of the major generals, leadership, and then basically had that little incident with Michonne. And I just don't know if that's really a true story arc for what they've made look like the third or fourth most, important character of the series. So I really don't think anyone's going to die. I think what the real end game here is they're going to get Darrow and Carol. They're going to get Negan and Maggie. We might get some people from Alexandria. Like, I'd be shocked if we didn't see RJ and Judith at some point. Again, I don't think it's in the finale. I think the finale is going to probably have them discover something. If I had to guess, I think they're going to end up discovering that they actually bombed Omaha. And this is kind of the proof that they need that they do need to take them down. At the end of this episode, I don't know exactly how they're going to do this, but I have to believe there's going to be some type of cliffhanger. If it's Rick or Michonne get injured and they're on their deathbed or something, again, I don't think they're going to kill off either. I could see one of them dying, but it ain't going to be in the end finale. It'll be down the road when this whole Walking Dead universe kind of comes to an end. In the comics, Rick does die, but he's already dead by now because Carl took over for him. So they, in the show, they reversed it. They killed off Carl and kept Rick alive. But again, there's a reason why, because Rick is the Walking Dead. And I would agree, too, with the people who say Michonne is the Walking Dead. And I think those two characters are the strongest characters we've had. As much as I love Darrow, seeing him in his own show, it's just not the same. I mean, look how the last couple of seasons of The Walking Dead ended, when Darrow was kind of that lead character. It was so meh. But in the end, I do think that they are going to find out that the CRM was responsible for the bombing in Omaha. I do think that Bale has a pretty good chance of finding the documentation that Jadis left on Rick and Alexandria. So it's possible we get a shot of Alexandria at the end. Chopper coming over, and you see Alexandria. Maybe we get a little cameo just to make sure people understand where we are. Maybe you get Judith in a quick shot at the end. It could be possibly do an end scene like that. But I kind of think that's what's going to happen. There's no way they're killing off Bale. I can't see it. I just don't know how you bring that high quality of an actor in for such a minor role. And I mean, what has he said? Like 30 lines, if that? I don't even think he said that many lines. But all I know, guys, is that Sunday night, 10:15, I'll be live breaking it all down. Make sure you guys come, say hi. I want to see the chat booming because we got a lot to talk about. Guys, thank you so much for watching this video. Don't forget to smash that like on the way out of here. Don't forget to keep those heads on. And I'll see you guys in the next video.